So we're starting off in this wide stance, so hips nice and wide, and just making sure that we've got the feet turned out as well. And we may have to play around with this stance just because it depends on your hip mobility. So before we go anywhere, as always, we just want to be creating a slight bit of posterior tilt on the pelvis. So we're going to roll the pelvis back, we're going to keep that rib cage down, and we're going to look to form a nice brace within the abdominals. And then from here, just playing it through, we're going to look to shift to one side. Just concentrate on one side. So I'm just going to stop it here. So just looking at where the angle is with the knee in relation to the foot. So we want that knee to track in line with that second toe. That's the important bit. And so we're looking to shift the hips back, and we'll look at that from another angle in a second, and also reaching forwards, and that's going to help push the hips back. So when you do come down, just going to put it back, so we're reaching forwards and we're looking to really load into this hip here. So a nice stretch into the hip, and also feeling that foot. So we want to drive off with the heel, pushing yourself back. So it's going to be heel and glutes. That's what we want to feel. So we're really shifting in. Just notice the alignment of the chest and the hands. We're looking for them to be roughly in line with that knee and also the foot. So try and keep it square. Try not to rotate out to the side too much. And we're just looking to keep that chin tucked in as well. Just regarding the breathing, so when we start off, we're going to have a little breath in for the nose, out through the mouth, and then another little breath in, holding your breath as you come down to the bottom, and then breathing out as you push yourself back up to the top. So with this side view, we can see the hip hinge and the amount of knee flexion of what we're after. So just holding it here, so you can really see that we want to get the hip shift. So really try and draw those hips back as much as possible. That's going to be helped out by reaching forward as much as you can, keeping the alignment in the spine as well. So we're looking for that line, ear, shoulder, and the hip, and we're looking to keep heel heavy. So try and keep the weight onto the heel, driving off with the heel, and also driving out with that hip. So if you are having difficulty shifting into that hip at this angle, all you'd need to do is just create a little bit more external rotation at this hips, which means you're just going to point that hip away a little bit more here, and your lower leg is going to come down here, and you're going to have that foot turned out again. So it's just a case of making more of a wider stance here with the knee pointing out, but if the knee is pointing out, then we want that foot to track in line with it. Also just making sure that to get this nice stretch on this opposite hip, that we've got that foot flat on the floor at all times.